Weapons, armor, supplies, the best prices, unbeatable quality.
Your goods are evidently quite poor. How exactly are they of unbeatable quality?
Nothing better without leaving Thorn, Mom. And that's a promise.
Indeed, but not much of one. Do you know anything of use, merchant?
Tell you what, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I need to collect the weekly tariffs from Wani and Rabarth and Tesed, only they're never keen to pay up. Someone like you could compel their compliance rather well, don't you think? If you get the money, I'll tell you something useful. You came back? Wonderful!
How is the siege affecting the people of Thol?
Many fled before it began, but my guild and the Guild of Steel are rather stuck here. It's not exactly a ghost town, but it's eerie seeing the old hostel abandoned. No one's been inside since, well, since I don't know when. Weapons, armor, supplies, excellent. Come back soon.
A letter. Prepare for death. Great power always comes from within. The skeleton of an Ishkai and a human. What transpired, I wonder?
I shall show thee true power. Thou art already dead. afraid to face me? Pathetic! I shall handle this myself. Thou shalt face me now!
You shall become naught but dust.
Thou shalt know despair!
Must I do everything myself?
I shall show thee true power!
Weapons, armor, supplies, excellent prices.
There's an Ishkai and a human skeleton in the hostel. What do you know of this?
This is the first I've heard of this. The other merchants had more to do with the hostel than I did, though. Weapons, armor, supplies, excellent prices, superb quality. Come back soon.
I'm here to collect the tariff for Morphew.
No need. I've already paid.
I have little patience for liars, merchant.
Well, you can't blame me for trying. Here, take it. Think of me when you have goods you do. Ah, what do you have for me?
Can you tell me the story behind the skeletons in the old hostel?
There are dead bodies in that place. Honestly, you'd think someone from the guild would have noticed. I suppose the building has been abandoned for a while now. Haven't seen anyone go inside since the siege started. Bring your unwanted goods to me. I'll give you a fair price. Think of me when you have... Bring your unwanted goods to me. I'll give you a fair price. Your customers always...
I'm here to collect the tariff.
Oh, is it time for that already?
Much obliged.
You have the look of one who is no... I have all the tinctures and...
Can you tell me the story behind the skeletons in the old hostel?
No idea what happened at the hostel. I used to deliver food there, back before the siege. But I haven't been inside since that Sura warrior went there. I don't think anyone has. Everything you need to soothe your wounds is right here.
What do you know about
He came through the gates, went to the hostel and left. That's all I know, really. I was just glad to see him leave town, to be honest. Potions, herbs, cheapest in thought. Be safe.
I am here for the tariff.
Ah, I had wondered about that.
How surprisingly compliant.
Stay welcome, stranger. I have talismans and a tire.
Can you tell me the story behind the skeletons in the old hostel?
I can only tell you about the hostel itself, I'm afraid. Mercenaries from out of town would stay there when working for the Guild of Steel. I think Rabath had a deal with the owner at one point. He might know more. Back so soon. Good, good.
What do you know about a Sura mercenary coming to Thole?
I wasn't even in town when it happened. You'll have to ask elsewhere. Back so soon. Good. You are always welcome here.
My weapons are the fire.
Can you tell me the story behind the skeletons in the old hostel?
I don't know anything about that. Ask Rabat. He dealt with the owner.
No one beats me on price.
What do you know about a Sura mercenary coming to Thole?
No, I don't know anything about...
Are you certain you don't know?
I said I don't know anything. Now, if you... Best weapons in the out. May all your endeavors be...
Are you the Silk Master?
I am the head of the Guild of Silk, milady.
Guild of Silk? When were the merchants allowed to form guilds?
Milady, who in the city is going to stop us?
Forgive me. Thole is not as I remember it.
Really? It's the same old crap hole it's ever been. My name is Arashad. How should I address you, milady?
Call me Evia.
You have questions?
What can you tell me about the old hostel?
I'm afraid I don't know anything about that dive. Ask the merchants in town, though. They're always eavesdropping on other people's business. How can I help?
What do you know about a Sura mercenary coming to Thole?
This is really none of my business. Please, you have questions?
Best weapons in the...
These are dangerous times for one without sufficient protection. Come, sample my fine wares. I have the bit
Can you tell me the story behind the skeletons in the old hostel?
that used to be a flophouse for mercenaries from out of town. Other than that, I don't know anything about it. Helms, may...
What do you know about a Sura mercenary coming to Thole?
Can't tell you anything about the Sura, I'm afraid. I never get too close to them. When you've been a merchant for as long as I have, you learn when to keep your distance from their kind. Back again, I see. Come back anytime.
Ah, what do you have for me?
What do you know about a Sura mercenary coming to Thole?
I remember seeing the Sura mercenary talking to Feyruz before he left. And Feyruz looked mighty pleased about it too. Please, if you speak to Feyruz, don't mention I said anything. I want nothing to do with the Sura, now or ever. Ah, what do you have for me?
What do you know about Feyruz making deals with the Sura?
Other than seeing him talk to that one Sura mercenary that one time, I've no idea. Ah, what do you have for me? Your customers are always welcome.
Back again, I see.
What do you know about Feyruz making deals with the Sura?
I don't really know what Feyruz gets up to, but he sure had a lot of silver on him that day the Sura was in town. You don't think... No, forget I asked. I don't want to know. Back again, I see. May you prevail in all your battle.
Potions, herbs,
What do you know about Feyruz making deals with the Sura?
no doubt about it. That Sura definitely gave something to Feyruz before leaving town. But if he asks, you didn't hear that from me. Potions, herbs, Take care, friend.
Best weapons in the Outlands.
You can either tell me what your deal with the Sura was, or you can experience the power of a mage firsthand.
Don't hurt me. I just arranged the messenger, I swear. Kench, the woman who ran the hostel, she asked me to get a message to the one-eyed Sura warrior. He paid me in silver for informing him. But I was only doing what Kench asked of me. You have my word. No one beats me on price, friend.
What was Kench doing dealing with the Sura?
She sold him out. The Ishkai who was living there betrayed him to save her own neck. You wouldn't know to look at her, but Kench brokered contracts for mercenaries all around the heretic kingdoms. Before she came to Thole, she hired the one-eyed Sura, but the job went sour. Her employer was slain, and the Sura was never paid. If there's one thing you don't do in the mercenary business, it's welsh on a debt to a Sura warrior. I guess she saw handing over the Ishkai as a way to wipe out her debts. No one beats me on price, friend. May all your endeavors be fruitful.
Ushak, come out from whence thee hides. Thou hast misplaced thy trust in thy friend, Kench. She betrayed thee. Yet another letter. So, she did not betray thee, and thou hast guarded her fallen remains since thy death. How touching. Come, spirit. Thy vigil has ended. Join me. soul is mine!
An Ishkai sniper will make an excellent ally.
And thankfully, a silent one.
You shall become naught but dust.
Weapons, armor, supplies, excellent prices.
Your money, merchant.
You have my gratitude. So much easier than trying to negotiate with those jackals myself. You wanted information? I can tell you this. If you want to get into the Guild of Steel, Arashad can get you into the cellar. But beware, as the guild has some vicious traps down there. You came back? Wonderful!
What do you know about a Sura mercenary coming to Thole?
Don't know anything useful about that, I'm afraid, but I'll bet someone in town does. Weapons, armor, supply...
Did you know someone named Kench?
Don't know anything useful about that, I'm afraid, but I'll bet someone in town does. You came back? Wonderful! Always a pleasure.